There comes a moment in every life when you must decide. Are you living for others or are you living for your destiny? The truth is, when you make yourself available to everyone, you become invisible to yourself. But the day you stop being endlessly available, that day, doors of respect, opportunity, and abundance swing wide open. Today, I will show you why protecting your time and energy is not selfish. It is the master key to success, my friends. Let us begin with a truth that often goes unnoticed. Your availability defines your value. In every marketplace, in every profession, in every circle of human interaction, it is not the one who is always present, always giving, always answering that is most respected. It is the one who knows the worth of their time, the weight of their presence, and the power of their absence. When you make yourself constantly accessible, you may feel you are being helpful, generous, even noble. But in reality, you are diminishing the very value you carry. Consider this. When gold was as common as the dirt beneath your feet, would anyone bend to pick it up? No. Gold commands reverence not because it is everywhere, but because it is rare, because it is scarce, and because it is preserved with care. Your time and energy are no different. They are the rarest currency you will ever possess. Yet many squander them by saying yes to every request, answering every call, showing up at every hour. In doing so, they unknowingly send a message. My time is not valuable. My presence is not precious. And when you send that message long enough, people believe it. Now imagine the reverse. Imagine a man who guards his time with discipline, who chooses his commitments with purpose, who is not found drifting through idle chatter or meaningless obligation. People wait for his words. They respect his boundaries. They seek his approval. His value rises not because he demanded respect, but because his availability taught others what he was worth. The less he gave to the trivial, the more weight his presence carried in the essential. Life is a constant exchange, and people are always measuring value. If you give away your hours without thought, you will be treated as though your hours have no cost. But if you protect your hours, if you allow them to flow only toward worthy causes, then you will discover that the world begins to treat you differently. Opportunities come to the disciplined, respect flows toward the selective, and admiration follows the one who is not easily reached. Think for a moment about the leaders, creators, and pioneers who have shaped history. Were they at everyone's call, ready to be interrupted at a whim? No, they understood that their greatest work required solitude, focus, and the courage to say no. Their absence was often as powerful as their presence, for it created expectation, and expectation creates value. When they spoke, people listened. When they appeared, people paid attention. When they committed, their commitment meant something. You must recognize that each time you give yourself away without purpose, you are trading a piece of your destiny for a moment of comfort. Each time you accept a meaningless demand, you delay the meaningful creation that could have transformed your life. And each time you prove yourself endlessly available, you teach the world to overlook you. Respect is not demanded, it is cultivated. And one of the greatest tools for cultivating it is controlling your availability. This principle does not mean arrogance, nor does it mean selfishness. It is not about withholding yourself to appear superior. It is about aligning your presence with purpose. It is about deciding that your life has direction, and therefore your time has structure. It is about saying to the world, I am not everywhere because I am going somewhere. I am not at every call because I am answering to a higher call. I am not endlessly available because I am deeply committed. When you begin to live in this way, everything changes. Your relationships shift, for people respect you more. Your opportunities expand, for you are no longer buried under trivial demand. Your confidence grows, for you realize that you are in command of your life. You become like the rare gem sought after and valued, not because you are everywhere, but because you are exactly where you need to be. So I say to you with all certainty, guard your availability, for it is the silent measure of your value. There is a law of life that too few recognize, and it is this: your energy is your greatest currency. Time, though precious, is not You may sit in a chair for hours, you may mark the passage of days on a calendar, but without energy, nothing moves, nothing builds, nothing grows. It is energy that turns hours into creation. It is energy that transforms thought into action. And it is energy that breathes life into every dream you hold within your heart. Yet how often do people give it away carelessly, as though it were inexhaustible? They pour it into endless distractions, into arguments that bear no fruit, into obligations that drain their spirit and give them nothing in return. They mistake busyness for progress, forgetting that only energy properly directed creates true advancement. A man may labor for 10 hours without focus and achieve little, while another may, with 1 hour of concentrated energy, accomplish a masterpiece. Your energy is the invisible force behind every success and every failure. Think back to the times in your life when you felt unstoppable, when doors seemed to open effortlessly before you. It was not that the world had changed. It was that your energy was aligned, your enthusiasm was burning, and your spirit was alive with power. People felt it in your presence, they heard it in your voice, they saw it in your actions. Energy is magnetic. It attracts opportunity, it commands respect, it pulls to you the resources you need. But the opposite is also true. When your energy is scattered, when you are exhausted from saying yes to everything and everyone, when you are burdened with the trivial, your spirit is dulled. Your vision clouds, your confidence wanes, and the very people and opportunities you desire slip away. Energy leaks destroy potential faster than lack of time ever could. You may have an entire day free, but if your energy is drained, you cannot use it to build your future. This is why guarding your energy is not optional. It is essential. You must treat it as a treasure, for once it is spent, you cannot reclaim it. Sleep restores some, rest renews some, but wasted energy is gone forever. Think of it as a bank account. Each day you wake with a certain balance. Every decision, every conversation, every task withdraws from it. The question is, are you spending it on things that yield a return, or are you throwing it away on pursuits that keep you poor in spirit? The wisest men and women are those who learn to channel their energy into high-value action. They know that saying no to what is meaningless is in truth saying yes to what is extraordinary. They do not allow gossip, idle obligations, or the demands of the trivial to rob them. Instead, they direct their energy toward creation, toward growth, toward the vision of what they desire most. They understand that energy is the raw material of destiny, and only by preserving it can they shape the life they were meant to live. I tell you plainly, the difference between the ordinary man and the man who achieves greatness is not talent alone, nor opportunity alone. It is energy, disciplined, guarded, and focused. Many people dream, but their energy is consumed by doubt. Many people plan, but their energy is consumed by distractions. Many people desire success, but their energy is consumed by serving every call but their own. Until you learn to master your energy, your dreams remain imprisoned in possibility. When you rise in the morning, ask yourself, what deserves the best of me today? Who deserves my focus? What cause deserves my passion? What work deserves my strength? If you cannot answer that with clarity, your energy will be scattered, and the day will claim it before you have a chance to direct it. But if you decide, if you claim your energy and assign it with purpose, then your day becomes a masterpiece, and your life becomes a creation of deliberate design. So I say to you, protect your energy as you would protect a fortune, for it is the only currency that, when invested wisely, guarantees the wealth of a fulfilled life. There comes a time when a person must understand that progress is not born of chance, nor is it born of effort alone. Progress is born of discipline, and discipline is impossible without boundaries. Boundaries are not walls that keep life out. They are gates that allow the right things in. Without them, you're at the mercy of every distraction, every demand, every influence that pulls you away from your purpose. With them, you become the master of your own direction, the architect of your own destiny. Too many people live as though their time, their energy, their very life is an open field where anyone may wander. They allow interruptions to set the pace of their days, other people's opinions to dictate their decisions, and the noise of the world to drown out the voice of their own vision. And then they wonder why their progress is slow, why their dreams remain distant, why their lives feel heavy with frustration. The truth is simple. Without boundaries, there can be no breakthroughs. Think for a moment of the river. It carries immense power, but only because its waters are channeled. Remove the banks and the river becomes a swamp, stagnant, aimless, powerless. So it is with your life. Boundaries give your energy direction. Boundaries turn chaos into order. Boundaries transform wandering potential into purposeful momentum. When you declare what you will and will not accept, you set the stage for growth that is steady, focused, and unstoppable. Every man and woman of achievement has known this truth. They did not give themselves to every voice, every meeting, every request. They understood that every yes carries a cost, and therefore they guarded their yes with care. They chose where to stand, and in standing firm, they advanced. Their breakthroughs were not accidents. They were the direct result of boundaries fiercely kept. But understand this, setting boundaries is not about shutting people out. It is about letting your true self in. It is not an act of selfishness, but of purpose. When you say no to what weakens you, you are saying yes to what strengthens you. When you turn away from distractions, you are turning toward your destiny. Each boundary you set is not a limitation, but a liberation, freeing you from the weight of what does not serve you. Consider the artist who must retreat into silence to create, or the leader who must step away from the crowd to hear his own thoughts, or the dreamer who must resist the pull of comfort to pursue a vision. Each has built boundaries around their life, not to deny themselves, but to direct themselves. And in that direction, they discover the breakthroughs that others spend a lifetime chasing. The tragedy is that many fear boundaries. They fear they will disappoint others. They fear they will be misunderstood. They fear they will be seen as cold or distant. But the greater tragedy is to live without them and never discover who you might have become. The moment you draw a line, you will be tested. People will push against it. They will resist it. But in time, even those who resisted will come to respect it, because boundaries teach the world how to treat you. Every great vision requires protection. Just as a seed must be buried in the soil before it breaks into life, your dreams require the covering of boundaries before they can rise into reality. If you expose them to every demand, every distraction, every careless word, they will wither before they bloom. But if you protect them, nurture them, and shield them with discipline, they will grow strong. And when they break through, they will stand tall for all the world to see. So I tell you with all the conviction of truth, your breakthroughs will come the moment you have the courage to set your boundaries. There is a word so small, so simple, that most people overlook its power. That word is a no, spoken with conviction. It can alter the course of your life. Whispered with hesitation, it can shape your destiny in the wrong direction. Too many live as prisoners of yes. They say yes to every request, yes to every demand, yes to every distraction, until their time is no longer their own, their energy no longer belongs to them, and their lives reflect not their own desires, but the wishes of everyone else. The great tragedy is that in trying to please all, they lose themselves. They believe that constant agreement will win respect, when in truth, the opposite is the case. Respect is not earned through endless compliance. It is earned through courage, the courage to draw lines, to stand firm, and to declare with clarity, this is not for me. Every no spoken with purpose is not rejection. It is direction. It tells the world that your life is guided, that your energy is valuable, and that your destiny is too important to be squandered. Think of how the world responds to those who are selective with their presence and their commitments. Their words carry more weight, their time feels more valuable, their influence grows stronger. Why? Because their oh yes is rare, and rarity breeds respect. When you say yes too freely, people come to expect it. They take it for granted. But when you say no with strength, your yes becomes meaningful. It becomes a gift, not a given. Do not mistake this truth. Saying no does not mean arrogance, nor does it mean cruelty. It is not about shutting doors without reason. It is about preserving your integrity and protecting your higher purpose. Each time you say yes to something that does not serve your vision, you are in truth saying no to yourself. You are exchanging a piece of your destiny for the comfort of avoiding conflict. But every dream demands sacrifice, and one of the greatest sacrifices is learning to endure the discomfort of saying no. Reflect for a moment on the people who accomplished great things. Were they the ones who scattered their energy across every request? Or were they the ones who refused to be pulled from their path, who said no when it mattered, and in doing so, created the space for their vision to flourish? The answer is clear. Greatness requires focus, and focus requires the power to say no. When you speak that word with conviction, something remarkable happens. People begin to see you differently. They may resist at first, they may even be offended, but in time, they recognize strength. They recognize that you are a person who values your time, who values your energy, who values your mission. Respect is not built by bending to every will. Respect is built by standing firm in your own. Understand this. Every no is not only a boundary, it is an affirmation. It affirms your priorities, your values, your commitment to something greater. It says to the world, I am not here to live at random. I am here with a purpose. And when you live with that level of clarity, people cannot help but take notice. They may not always agree, but they will respect you because respect always follows strength. The weakness of always saying yes leads to a life of resentment. You find yourself drained, burdened, and unfulfilled, wondering why others do not appreciate your sacrifices. But the fault is not theirs, it is yours. You trained them to expect your compliance. You taught them that your no does not exist. And when no does not exist, neither does respect. But the moment you begin to honor yourself enough to use that word, the transformation begins. You will feel lighter, freer, more focused. You will see your energy return, your confidence rise, and your life align with what truly matters. Others will notice too. They may not celebrate it at first, but they will respect it, and in time, they will adjust to it. For no man can truly respect what is endlessly available. So I urge you, do not fear the power of a no. Embrace it. Speak it with strength. Use it with wisdom and let it guard your path. For it is only when you learn to say no with purpose that the world will begin to respect the value of your yes. Opportunity has a strange way of working. It does not chase after what is common, nor does it cling to what is always within reach. Opportunity seeks value, and value is always found in what is scarce. Just as rare diamonds are treasured while stones on the street are ignored, your presence, your time, and your energy are valued most when they are not given without thought or measure. Scarcity attracts opportunity because it signals importance, it signals discipline, and it signals purpose. Too often, people make themselves endlessly available, believing that constant presence will win respect, admiration, and recognition. But the world does not work that way. What is always there is overlooked. What is abundant is taken for granted. It is the very act of limiting yourself, of choosing carefully where you invest your time and energy, that draws the eyes of others and commands their attention. Scarcity creates a sense of significance, and significance is the magnet of opportunity. Think of how the marketplace operates. Man, such if a product can be found everywhere, its price falls. But if something is rare, even if its qualities are only slightly better, it is prized, pursued, and paid for. The same principle governs human life. If your energy is scattered across every request, if your talents are available for every demand, if your time is given without boundary, you become like the common stone, overlooked because you are everywhere. But when you discipline yourself to give only where it matters, to appear only where it counts, to commit only when it aligns with your greater purpose, you elevate your value. People begin to seek you instead of assuming you will always be there. This is not about playing games with others or manipulating attention. It is about aligning your life with purpose so deeply that you cannot afford to be everywhere. It is about living with such discipline that your presence becomes intentional and therefore powerful. When you are not always seen, your appearance has weight. When your words are not spoken constantly, they carry impact. When your time is not freely available, those who receive it cherish it. Consider the leaders of history, the builders of great enterprises, the thinkers whose words endure. Were they accessible to all every hour? No, their rarity added to their influence. Their time was guarded, their commitments chosen with care, and as a result, the world respected their presence. Opportunity flowed to them because they did not scatter themselves. They cultivated an aura of scarcity, not by withholding for pride, but by protecting their higher purpose. The same law applies to you. If you wish for opportunity to find you, do not exhaust yourself trying to chase it in every corner. Instead, raise the value of your presence. Decide what is worthy of your energy and what is not. Say no to the trivial so that when you say yes, it matters. In doing so, you create a scarcity that makes you desirable, that draws attention, that opens doors you could never have forced open by being everywhere. Scarcity also breeds anticipation. People wait for what is rare. They prepare for it, they long for it, they value it deeply. When you are not at every table, when you do not respond to every call, when you are not seen in every place, the moments when you do appear create impact. And impact is the soil in which opportunity grows. Do not fear being missed. Do not fear being absent. Fear instead the slow erosion of your value when you are too available, too common, too easy to reach. The world admires the mountain not because it is everywhere, but because it rises above. Be that mountain, stand firm, stand tall, and let the rarity of your presence draw to you the opportunities meant only for those who have learned the discipline of scarcity. So I remind you, when you stop being everywhere, you make room for opportunity to find you. My friends, we have walked through a truth that has the power to transform your life forever. When you stop being endlessly available, when you guard your time and your energy, when you set boundaries with courage and learn the strength of a no, everything changes. You rise in value because you begin to live with intention. You stop scattering your life on the trivial and start investing it in the meaningful. The world no longer overlooks you, for your presence becomes rare. Your words become weighty, and your vision becomes undeniable. The truth is simple: respect opportunity, and abundance flow toward the one who honors himself enough to choose carefully where he stands. And when you choose to live this way, you are no longer at the mercy of others. You are in command of your destiny. So I leave you with this. Do not be afraid to step back. Do not be afraid to guard your life. And do not be afraid to become scarce in the wrong places so that you may shine in the right one. For the moment you stop being available to everything, you become available to the greatness that was waiting for you all along.